the trust building content without any call to action
Yeah.
deserves a spot on your feed just as much as that
Mhm.
beautiful call to action piece of content because it's an awareness platform.
Yep.
You need some content that just exists to build trust, and that's
Mhm.
perfect.
Welcome to Accidentally Influential, the show for educators, experts, and creators who never meant to build a platform but want to monetize it beyond their own community. I'm Kate.
And I'm T. Combined, we've built an audience of nearly 500,000 followers and landed over $500,000 in brand deals. Now we help you turn knowledge into cash, content into partnerships, and influence into a business that pays.
You might have become accidentally influential,
But what you do with it now, that part's intentional. Let's make some money.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Accidentally Influential. We are so glad you're here, especially because today we're bringing on a very, very special guest. And I feel like the timing of this episode is also perfect because last episode, you guys know we chatted all about diversification of income streams as a content creator, whether that's through digital products, UGC, brand deals, you name it. And our guest today literally does all of that.
Yeah. And so if you haven't listened to last episode yet, it is really good. I mean, I know we say that all the time. Kate, it was like pretty good. It's pretty good. It's just a fun one. Like we pride ourselves in people that like talk about numbers. Like we're not just like conceptually talking about these things. Like we brought literal numbers to the table. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to it. It's going to set the stage for today because now you're going to see like the practical side of what a business kind of looks like from a diversified standpoint. And obviously we're going to dive into brand deals because that's what we're here for. And who we brought in is just the perfect guest to talk about all of these things.
So let me introduce you to our guest. Sarah is a speech therapist turned social media and marketing expert specializing in TikTok. She gets brands and business owners visible online so they can tell their stories, sell their ish, and feel good while doing it. When she's not chronically online, Sarah loves squishing her baby girl, watching docuseries with her husband, cuddling her dogs, and jamming out to Broadway show tunes. Love that for you,
So
Queen.
good. She does have the cutest little baby girl in the world. So if you are an educator and you're building on TikTok specifically, obviously like these principles always transfer. We're content creators, it's not just one bucket or the other. But you're selling your offers, you are, trying to land brand deals, whatever it is. And you're wondering if like this actually can work for me. Can I grow? Like, why am I not growing? This episode is totally for you. So let's dive in.
Hi, guys. Sarah, we are so excited to have you here today. And as always, we have to start the podcast off with our signature question. What is your most accidentally influential moment?
Well, I am so freaking excited to be here. Thank you for having me. So I have two, which is
Yes.
on brand because I have my business account and I have my personal account. So on my business account, which is like my social media and marketing company, my most accidentally influential moment just happened very recently with my video on the Staples baddie. Please tell me you know about the Staples baddie.
My gosh,
Of
I did see
course.
this. Yes.
Yeah, and that like to date is my most like viral video on TikTok, which I'm like, that's amazing because I
Yeah.
love the Staples baddie. And then my most accidentally influential moment on my personal brand account is I read an IVF book to my IVF miracle baby, and I linked that IVF book on TikTok Shop because it happened to be on TikTok Shop. And
Mm.
it's so niche, right? But that is like I have sold thousands of that book.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And it was literally just a video of me reading to my baby, and it has like blown up on TikTok Shop. So those are
That's
my two
amazing.
accidentally influential
Gosh.
moments.
I
I
love that.
I love that they're also like very unique and like
Yes.
these two different sides of your journey. That's actually really awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah. I love that Staples baddie video. You'll have to go find it, Kate. It was
I
good.
love the
No,
Staples baddie.
the I love the Staples baddie in general. I'm like, whenever I saw her start popping up and being like, "You guys know you can make mugs at Staples," I was like, I absolutely did not, but
Yeah.
I am sat for this content.
Yes.
Suddenly I want to know everything that Staples does. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
This is absolute brilliant marketing. Okay, so Sarah, for anybody that's just like finding you for the first time through this episode, can you just give us a little bit of your origin story? How did you get into teaching what you teach on TikTok, your personal account, all of it? Like, what's your story?
Yeah, so my name is Sarah, or On Brand by Sarah on the social media streets. And I am a speech therapist turned content and marketing expert. I got really burnt out in my speech job and would just listen to business and marketing podcasts on my way to work. And I was like, oh my God, I could do this. And I literally just started doing it. Like I started as like a full service social media manager. Now I do more of like the content strategy. But I am somebody that's, like, relentless. Like, I will do it. I will
Mhm.
figure out a way to do it. And, it's so beautiful because kind of, like, leading into, like, the other part of my story when I was saying I have 2 accounts. So, like, my other account I started when I was going through trying to conceive an IVF, and I just started it as, like, a very cathartic outlet, and it's turned into, like, a whole other leg of my business that I've now been able to monetize through brand partnerships and affiliate links, and I've just built, like, the most wonderful community over there. And like I admittedly, like I'm very chronically online. I love social media. Like I eat it up. I love creating, I love consuming. And so that's my story.
I
It's
love
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Like, I mean, even just that small part talking about like your personal account just hit on so many things that we talk about on this podcast, like about building a community and like monetizing from multiple angles and even just like you just being like, I'm gonna do this. And just made the decision, and then all of a sudden, like you have a business that it's just so good. I love that you're here. Excited to talk more.
Yes.
I'm so excited to pick your brain. Who would you say is like the client you work with the most in your current business, especially when it comes to the social media consulting side of things?
So for the social media consulting side of things, I work mostly with digital or service-based business owners. So essentially not somebody that ships a physical product. So I work with like therapists who have like digital memberships and dietitians and copywriters and web designers and people that are like, I'm really great at what I do, but I have a lot of trouble relaying that genius on the social media streets, SOS. And that's where I kind of come in. And I was like one of the OG online business owners that got on the platform in 2021. That
Nice.
was
Wow.
not just like, oh, this is for dancing and like a longer version of Vine, which by the way,
Mhm.
like, I loved Vine. My roommates and I
Love
would
Mine too.
literally just speak in, like, Vine quotes in college. But anyway, yeah, like, I have been on TikTok since 2021, and so that's where a lot of people, like, find me and come to me because I
Mhm.
have that specialty. Like, a lot of content strategists, like, are very well versed on Instagram,
Mhm.
um very well versed on, like all the meta platforms, but I really like my bread and butter is TikTok and like the culture of TikTok is like no other. And so that's kind of where I have like my very specific niche on the marketing company side of things.
Yeah. I've like it's so funny, like, when you say, like, Instagram has all of their Instagram gurus, like, TikTok does have those gurus, but they're all just, like, fake, you know? Like, it's such a rarity. It's such a rarity to find somebody that's, like,
Oh,
genuinely like, I have the knowledge to help you grow your business on TikTok, I just need to, like, filter through all of these, like, TikTok has this new feature
oh
that
my God, it's
nobody's using, like,
terrible.
you're so
Use the
behind if you're not
midnight
like,
effect and get
oh my gosh.
20,000. I'm like, what is
What is
happening?
Shut up.
that?
And it's,
Yeah.
no, like, I literally don't even know. But, like,
Yeah.
it's so unfortunate, though, because people will fall for it,
Yeah,
right?
totally. I mean, you look at the engagement on those videos, it's
I
insane.
know, I know. It is, and I always say, like, I'm not the person that you come to when you wanna go viral. I'm really clear
Mhm.
Mhm.
about that. Again, because I work with service-based business owners who have 3, 4, five-figure services, my goal is not to make you go viral. My goal is to make you reach the correct people, and I often
Mhm.
say, like, "Okay, so say you're a bookkeeper that comes to me. Alright, you go viral. You now have 30 inquiries for one-on-one bookkeeping services. Can you hold that?"
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
have to think about that and be like, "Oh, wait, no, I
No.
can't."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
like, people want the awareness, but they need the correct awareness, and they don't need to go viral. But again, like, people who are not in the social media and marketing world, they think like, "Oh, I need to get a lot of views. I need to get a lot of," but you don't if you are,
Mhm.
again, you're a service-based business owner that sells 3, 4, 5 figure services. You need the new awareness, but you just need to reach the right people.
Mhm. No, that's totally spot on. And I know, like, you kinda mentioned, like, why you love TikTok so much, but you do have a decent sized audience over on Instagram. So I'm curious, like, before we move on to the next section, how do you, like, see Instagram and TikTok kinda working together for your creator business?
Well, it's very nice of you to say I have a decent sized audience on
I
Instagram.
mean, it's, like, a decent size it's
No,
good.
it is, it is. It's really it's just different, right? Like, my
Yeah.
TikTok is, like, over 77,000, and then my
Mhm.
Instagram is 16,000, which
S
again, like,
Yeah,
is
it's a good size.
right, right. For a service-based business owner, it's a great
Mhm.
size.
Yeah.
I like to say that I use TikTok and Instagram like an old married couple. Like, people will watch my videos and be like, "Well,
Mm.
why TikTok over Instagram?" And I'm like, "Oh, no, no, no. Like, I use them like an old married couple." I used to have a
Mhm.
masterclass called The Royal Wedding of TikTok and Instagram, and my branding for it was I literally put the logos for each over Meghan Markle and what's
My
his name?
gosh, I love that.
Harry's head.
Harry,
Yeah,
Henry, one of them.
it was a vibe. But so I treat TikTok as like I'm casting a wide net. Right,
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
casting a wide net, and if you enjoy me and you're picking up what you're putting down, I give people lots of breadcrumbs to come over to Instagram, because Instagram is where I sell in my stories every single day, Monday to Friday. That's where I voice message you if you ever come in with a question. That's where I have my links. That's where I do a little bit more of my hard selling. And so a lot of the time people will find me on TikTok but close on Instagram. And so I
Yep.
very much use them in tandem.
Have that exact same experience as well. Like,
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
that is so important and something that a lot of business owners don't understand because they're like, well, if I'm not going to be selling on TikTok, why would I use
I
TikTok? But
know.
it's so important for that top of funnel and getting people just even
Mhm.
aware of your brand.
Yeah.
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 'Cause it's
Oh,
so much easier to get,
yeah.
like, beyond the 200 view mark on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Instagram's
I
kind of
think
its own beast.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we want to pick your brain on strategy a little bit. And
Yeah.
you are known as the hook queen. I don't know if you know this, but we are going to deem you the hook queen. Um,
She knows it.
okay,
She
Yes.
knows she's good. Yeah.
incredible.
That's why, yeah, that's what everybody asks me, and I'm like, "Hey, if that's what you think you need, I got you."
I know, right?
She's the hook queen, guys. So if we are talking to educators specifically, and that's T and I's little fun combo word we made for educational content creators. They're not influencers. They're like
Mhm.
probably, similar to the content we create. How do you get somebody to stop the scroll and think about the hook differently when you're talking about educational content?
Yeah. So you have to, I always say, like, you have to stop with like the niceties of like, "Hey guys, hey friends, happy Saturday. Sorry about my hair." Like, nobody cares about that,
Yeah.
especially on a platform like TikTok. And I always say, so like my two tips for hooks, if you don't know of like a scroll stopping hook to start with, is one, you're going to either just start at the peak of your story. Like, what is the most interesting part about what you are about to say? Or two, you are just going to verbally ask the question to the camera that you are going to answer. Again,
Mhm.
we're giving our people that immediate context. And if you are an edu creator, right? People are
Yes.
often typing what you are about to answer into the search
Mhm.
bar anyway.
Yeah.
And so why not be that person who populates? And so I that is like a strategy that like myself and my clients have implemented tenfold, of like the verbally just asking the question to the camera. Um because TikTok is so much of a search engine now. Like, they're
Yeah.
really everywhere that you click on TikTok is like a search.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So why not capitalize on that? Why not be the person that populates when somebody types in that question?
No, it's so good. It's like it's funny because I started on TikTok in the print on demand space back in like 2022, like early 2022, when that business and education based content was really starting to ramp up. So I like
Mhm.
kind of got at that curve. And I would just like get on and yap and I would get on and teach. And I feel like I literally never had to think about a hook in like a day in
Yeah.
my life on TikTok until like recently, where
Mhm.
things are just starting to change. And like your first point and just like starting your video at kind of like the peak of your story, I'm to this point where I'm like, I'll like do my Yap video and I'll teach everything I need to teach. And then I'll go and find like the middle of my
Mhm.
video. And I'm like, there it is. Like that hook's like literally right there in the in the middle because I don't script anything, you know.
No, me
And I'll like
neither.
cut it out and go put it at the beginning of the video. But it's just like such a good way to think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a really unique way to like, I don't know, especially if you're a newer content creator, because I think this is something, once again, where it's so natural to sit down and feel like you have to do the introduction and be like,
Yeah.
hi, my name is Kate. I'm going to talk to you about print on demand. But it's like somebody's already scrolled at that point. They don't get past your name.
Yeah, I actually I teach to always say your hook first, and then I'm not opposed to the intro, especially like with the people that I work with. Like if you have credentials,
Yeah.
like if you're about to give a tip and you're like a certified speech language pathologist, like that's actually a really good credibility marker to keep people on the
Totally.
video versus like I'm giving you a speech tip and I'm random Susie from Tennessee. But like
Mhm.
right,
Yeah.
I'm a certified speech language pathologist and I'm here and I'm giving you a resource or a mic
Yeah.
drop or whatnot. You certainly don't need it in every single part of your video, and you certainly need a hook first before you go
Yes.
into that
Mhm.
intro. I used to be so turned off by it, but now I'm like, no, I feel like everybody is trying to get on social media now. So,
Mhm.
like, if you
Mhm.
do have a good credibility factor, especially if you have some kind of like credential behind it, like, I'm not gonna lie, on my personal brand account, if I'm promoting like a toy or a book on TikTok Shop, I will say, like, I'm a speech therapist by trade, right? Because
Mhm.
Mhm.
that gives me a credibility factor of like, oh, how is she using this to promote language? How would she play with this with her child? Um,
Mhm.
Again, you certainly don't need it in every single video, but I'm not as like opposed to it as I used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. And if you don't have credentials, like I know something I try in my content is like I'm coming up on my 4-year anniversary of selling print on demand products on Etsy, which is like crazy to me. But I'll do my hook and then I'll be like, in case you haven't met yet, I'm Kate. I've been selling print on demand products for over 4 years on Etsy.
Yeah.
And I feel like that adds a layer of credibility that it's like, oh, this
Absolutely.
girl didn't just wake up yesterday and start a print on demand store.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a lot of people right now. Yeah.
I've
Yes.
been around the block a few
Yeah.
times.
A few times. No,
Right.
it's so good. So, like, after the hook, we would love to hear, like, we stop the scroll. What now? Like, how should education-based content creators think about, like, structuring their video, so that people stick around and, like, actually consume it?
Yeah. So my structure is hook, call to action, juice. Most
Mm.
people most people will teach you hook, juice, call to action.
Mhm.
But by the time you've given your juice, they've got what they came for and they're already gone.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
And your
true.
call to action, it doesn't need to be a hard sell. Your call to action could be anything. It could be like we just talked about, it could be your intro, it could be asking your audience a question to get them to engage with you. It could be following, it
Mhm.
could be grabbing a freebie, it could be literally anything, but what can we drop before we give that juice or that meat
Yeah.
and potatoes so that they actually take action on our video before they leave?
Yeah.
So
I love
Yeah.
that.
that is how I teach all of my clients to structure their content. But again, you don't always need a call to action on your
Mhm.
videos. And I've been having this conversation a lot with the people in my mastermind of the trust building content without any call to action
Yeah.
deserves a spot on your feed just as much as that
Mhm.
beautiful call to action piece of content because it's an awareness platform.
Yep.
You need some content that just exists to build trust, and that's
Mhm.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
about that a lot when I was first getting started and I didn't, once again, accidentally influential. Like I didn't start TikTok knowing that I was someday going to sell products or take brand deals or whatever. But I don't think I had a call to action in so many of my early videos because I didn't have anything to call people to
Yeah,
do. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
I wasn't trying to grow a following. I wasn't trying to sell a digital product. And so my videos would just kind of like end.
Mhm.
And sometimes sprinkling those back in, it's very refreshing, I feel like, to feel like you're not always being sold to, especially on a
Yeah.
platform like TikTok.
Yeah. No,
absolutely.
it's so important. And like we've talked several times about how like especially in the education-based content space, like the like average engagement rate is so much higher than, like, the influencer space or, like, the product-based space, like, upwards of 9%, like, it's crazy, but you don't get there by calling people to a product or, calling people to follow you. It's just, like, for me at least, my most engaged videos are when I'm just, like, serving the crap out of people and dropping a breadcrumb in there, like, you know, asking a question, like, I mean, I guess call to action could be asking a question. I don't know.
Exactly. It is
It doesn't have to be.
1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
So
really
just talked myself in a circle there, which happens.
no. Okay, this is actually I like that you said call to actions can be questions because I'm
Mhm.
thinking about a piece of content I have that's kind of oddly blowing up right now. Like it was one of those pieces of content where you're like, I know that this is kind of like a random thing, but I had this crew neck sweatshirt at home that I love and I sell apparel. So I was like, does anybody out there, like wholesale apparel nerds, I need you to tap in. What brand of sweatshirt is this? In that
Mhm.
video, I think the engagement is just like sky high because so early in the video, I was like, hey, you who knows more about this than I do, tell me. And all these people are just dropping like nuggets of information that I'm like, oh my gosh, the internet actually found all of you guys. That's crazy.
No, literally, I will start a lot of the times on my personal brand account as well. I'll start the video with question for you. And
Yes.
those
Mhm.
are some of my most engaged
Yes.
videos because
Yeah.
people, oh my God, people have like the compulsion to give their take on things. Right?
Mhm.
And so
Right.
1,000 like, T, I'm so glad you said that because yes, like, asking your audience a question, like,
Yeah.
that is a call to action. It's just a little
Yeah.
more
Mhm.
subtle than we're used to.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's a brilliant way to think about things. So
Mhm.
definitely try that if you are like stuck right now or feeling like discouraged by content, like, and you have questions you want to ask your audience, like, ask them. Ask
Mhm.
Yeah.
them. They'll give
Yeah.
you their feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, obviously, we talk a lot about brand deals. These are not tips that are just exclusive to your education-based content, like, I feel like a lot of times, at least early in my, like, career it feels
It's a
weird talking
career,
about, like, career,
but it is.
early in my creation career, I just, like, had an idea of what, like, a brand deal video should look like, it needed to just be this, like, super polished thing and, like, this scripted, perfect cuts, like, I would never consider opening up with a question or, like,
Mhm.
not structuring it to the way that I structure my typical education-based content. So just dropping that nugget there that, like, this will transcend in everything we kinda teach you in terms of creating quality brand deal videos too. So
And I think brand deals really used to be that
Mhm.
structure. And now
Yeah.
it's like brands are like, "How can we make this
Yes.
As
as
organic as possible.
conversational as possible so that it does not look like an ad or a brand deal
Mhm.
or any kind of partnership?"
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of swung to the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
100%. And I think that's because people's like consumption habits are changing too. Like
Mhm.
there is this pull towards more of the like real, authentic,
Yeah.
organic style content.
Yep.
And I think that's honestly owed to TikTok.
Yep. I
Yeah,
do
I
too.
agree. And it's all coming to
100%.
Instagram now. All these, like, I love how, like, they're now called Yap videos on Instagram, like,
I
just
know.
typical, like, TikTok, like, people existing on TikTok is now, like, branded as a Yap video on Instagram, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's this new novel way of showing up
And
on
you're like,
socials." You're
I've
like,
been
"No."
doing that for years.
I know,
Yeah.
I literally had to use that verbiage when I created a reel the other day, and I'm like, What do you mean just, like, speaking to your people?"
Yeah.
But people don't know how to do that on Instagram, they don't
No,
know how to do it.
No, it's
no.
so yeah, it's hilarious to me. Okay, before we move on to the next section, can you just tell our audience a little bit about business talk? Like, go ahead and, like, pitch yourself, girl.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
hear
yeah.
it.
Okay, so I created a full-on course curriculum called Online Business Talk, which is like an A to Z program of exactly how to use TikTok as an online business owner. So this would not be for people that are like exclusively monetizing through brand deals.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So this again would be for like the therapists or the web
Mhm.
designers or the copywriters or the systems people, because the way that you use TikTok as an online business owner and the way that you use TikTok as like somebody that strictly does like influencing or personal
Hmm.
branding is so different.
Mhm.
And I literally took everything from being on the platform on 2021, serving like so many friggin' niches, and I created an A to Z of like, what do you do from the moment you open the app? What settings do you turn on to recording,
Mhm.
editing, posting, selling, leading people off of the platform? Uh, and now it lives in the world, which I'm so excited about. I created it when I was only like 3 months postpartum, and I'm like, oh, this is an
Amazing.
interesting time to do it, but we're doing it.
Right.
Yeah. But now it lives in the world, and what I've been doing is, I've been doing these live 6-week mastermind cohorts with people that wanna go through it live and get my feedback and my accountability on things,
Mhm.
and it's just been so cool and so awesome because a lot of these people are people that have built an Instagram presence. They have felt really stagnant on Instagram, and now
Mhm.
they're seeing like, "Oh my gosh, there's a whole other world of people that can discover me."
Right.
So,
Mhm.
it's been really, really, really awesome and beautiful to experience.
That's
Thank you for letting
awesome.
me talk about that.
Absolutely. And
Of
I just feel
course.
excited. Like Kate and I are launching the Creator Club really soon. And I feel like you are just going to be like on the top of our list to collab with and bring in kind of like my
Yes.
TikTok side when we get there.
Yes, I
So
would love to.
it's awesome.
We talk a lot on this show about taking yourself seriously as a creator, and that means setting yourself up like a real business.
That's why we're really excited to be partnering with Taylor Brands. They're an all in one platform that helps creators and entrepreneurs like you and me form their LLCs and get their business organized.
When Chi and I decided to make Not an Influencer Creator Agency official, we actually used Taylor Brands to form our LLC, and the process was honestly so simple.
We were able to file from our laptops at home in like less than an hour. They walked us through the entire process step by step, and we were able to track the status of our filing right from within our Taylor Brands dashboard.
Taylor also offers additional services like helping you get your EIN or set up your business bank accounts, so once your LLC is filed, you've got what you need to keep moving forward.
Plus, tools like their finance manager can help you track your income and expenses as you grow, which, let's be real, is the part most creators avoid.
If you're a content creator ready to treat your platform like a business, search Taylor Business Builder to get started today. Okay, Sarah, we're going to pivot a little bit because we want to talk about when it comes to your clients specifically, when it comes to brand partnerships, how have you seen your clients approach that if they do at all?
Yeah, so my clients don't really do brand partnerships, but I have started doing brand partnerships.
Hey,
Love.
girl.
Yes. So I do them right now almost exclusively on my personal brand account, which is like the mom and baby niche. And
Mm-hmm.
again, like it kind of just accidentally fell into my lap
Hmm.
with things that I was like just showing my audience and using. And because I had built such trust by sharing my story, I was getting like hundreds of clicks on my affiliate links and my stories. And I'm like, whoa, 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 wait a second. Like, I could do something with this. Like, I can majorly monetize this whole other account that I have been pouring into. And so, yeah, like, as of this year, I have recently started taking brand partnerships and monetizing through affiliate income on that leg of things.
That's
It's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, but I don't, you probably haven't listened to our previous episodes in full, but like Kate and I talk about all the time how like we just stumbled upon brand partnerships. It was literally never on our radar until like the right inbound came. Like I literally was like creating content for this brand and they're like, "Hey, like we like your work. Can we just like pay you for what you're doing?" And I'm like, "What?" Like
Uh-huh.
just like my mind exploded. Like they never had to do that. They were getting free content out of me anyways and like 100,000 K views on the week, but like they decided to pay me and it was just like it really like opened the door to that whole world for me.
Yeah, and I mean, same. Like, I started getting those inbound emails, and I'm like, oh my God, wait, this is like a
Yeah.
real thing?
Little me.
This is a real thing?
Yeah.
And it's such a different world. And I feel like I'm kind of like back in newbie land
Mhm.
because,
Hmm.
again, like being a service-based business owner and navigating partnerships as an influencer are
Hmm.
two drastically
Mhm.
different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'm curious. So when it came to, because obviously you kind of became accidentally influential through this personal page, what do you think about your content that you were posting was so attractive to brand partners that they started reaching out? Because I think
Mhm.
this is something that a lot of us go through where it's like you're posting, brands are noticing, but maybe you didn't even realize until after the fact. You were like, oh, that's
Yeah.
why they wanted to work with me.
Yeah, I think it's because I'm blunt, I'm real. I don't show up as like this very made up version of myself typically. And it gets a lot of organic engagement because people
Mhm.
feel very drawn to it because again, it doesn't feel like an ad.
Yeah.
And so, for example, when I made a video about switching my baby's formula,
Mhm.
and I was like, "You don't need it from the left teat of the goat in Ish Jabib." Like, that's not how people talk in brand partnerships, right? Typically. And it got like thousands and thousands and thousands of views, and this brand, they were not used to that. And so that's an inbound reached out to me. And I think, yeah, I think I'm just not like the polished quote unquote influencer. And it's very attractive to the consumer, which makes it very attractive to the brand.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's spot on. Okay, so we have a little exercise, Sarah. If you would entertain us, would
Yes.
you? So obviously, like Kate and I love to help education-based content creators like take the content that they're already creating in their service-based business and like monetize that, like monetize what they're already doing. It's kind of like I said, it's what accidentally happened to us and what we turned into a very like lucrative leg of our business. And so we were thinking about like, what if we took your numbers from your Instagram and your TikTok and we like walked it through our 4R framework to kind of like price out what a brand deal could look like on your TikTok business page.
Yeah,
How
let's
fun does
do
that
it.
sound? We've
Let's
never
do
done
it.
this before.
You're
I'm
our, yeah,
excited. I'm honored to be the
I was
first
like,
one.
Sarah will be a great guinea pig. She
He
will
was
be
Yes.
on
slacking.
board.
He was slacking me, and she's like, "I think we do it live." And I was like, "Oh, you know how much I love math." Like, "Yeah, girl, let's do it. Let's
I'm
do it."
down.
So we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it. So if you're like just starting listening to Accidentally Influential and you don't know what the 4R method or anything is, go back to episode 5. This is where we'll link it in the show notes. We have this entire episode, what people are putting behind a paywall. We're literally giving you in a podcast episode of how to price your brand deals and position yourself as an obvious yes to brand. So, just high level, the 4R framework covers reach, relevance, rights, and ROI. And so we kind of take the data from those 4 categories and we distill it into more of a strategic approach to branding your partnerships instead of, just like pooling, like, I think I'm worth $1,500 or I would really like to make $800 this day or, like whatever it is, it's kind of bringing more subjectivity to how you're pricing yourself. So go listen to that episode. I mean, we're biased, but it's a pretty good episode. It's one of our
So
most
we've
listened
heard.
to episodes.
Okay, I have a question for Sarah, though, before we dive into the numbers. When you think about your business, like you think about your business consulting, your marketing consulting business that you run, what brands are you using and teaching other people to use that would like naturally fit into a brand deal?
Yeah, I think I use Dubsado for my CRM. I use
Mm.
Thrivecart. I
Good one.
use Show It as my website host. I use Planoly Creator, formerly Snipfeed, as my link in bio host.
Mhm.
I use ManyChat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
girl. We got plenty to work with
There's
there.
lots to play with.
I feel
So
like
good.
especially like, okay, let's just take ManyChat, for example. Like I know they work with creators and I know they work with
Yeah.
creators on a retainer basis.
Yeah.
And you would be such an organic fit for them. So ManyChat, if you're listening, hire Sarah. We're telling you, we're
Mhm.
endorsing her, okay?
Mhm. Because they just like started building in more TikTok capabilities. It's like nowhere near what Instagram is yet, but I've
No,
been
it's
seeing
not.
that on
It's
the
so
back end.
frustrating. I know. I
Yeah,
need to
they're
like
getting
grab
there.
them by the shoulders and shake them and be like, "Get on
Yeah.
it."
I
Yeah,
know, but
for
when they
real.
do, I feel
Dude,
like
it's gonna be
you would be
life-changing.
such a natural fit into that. So, okay,
Yes.
good. Now that we know that, let's pretend we're targeting a brand like ManyChat.
I love it. So obviously we're not going to like give a whole review of the 4R framework. We're just kind of like dive into it. So the first R is reach. It's kind of where we start with pricing any sort of brand deal. And so it's pretty like common, like a common stat, when you're approaching pricing yourself is around 1 to 5% of your following. Like that's the beginning range, which obviously the larger you get, that could be like a pretty substantial range, like where do I put myself there? And so where you land kind of like in that range really depends on your engagement rate. A lot of people think that like, okay, I am worth the amount of followers that I have. But that's not necessarily true. Like all of the things we talked about in this episode, like all the trust that you're gaining with the type of content you're creating and like how much people are commenting and coming to you asking questions, that is just like hiking up engagement rate. And the higher your engagement rate, the more you can lean into that 1 to 5%. So to us, like that puts you at an absolute minimum, like bottom floor, 2.2.5% of your followers. So Kate, you want to do some math? Because I know that you love it. Kate's our math girl.
I was a history major. I don't do math other than counting like the years of wars.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Sounds awful.
76,000 followers multiply by 2.5%. I did it before. I'm cheating. It's 1,900. It's $1,900.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's honestly like bare
Base.
minimum
Base.
Like that is the floor. And I think when we think about cross posting to Instagram, that's where things get even more lucrative. So we know we've talked about you have like 16,000 followers on Instagram. Let's say engagement rate there is a little lower, like even if it's 3 to 4%, that's still really solid for Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And so that would be a combined base rate, I would say, of at least 2,100 if we cross posted both platforms. And that is bare minimum floor. Like I do actually think you could go in higher than that, but I
think so
wouldn't
too.
take anything less than that for a cross posted video.
Yep. And that's just organic. We haven't gotten into anything other than organic yet. And so the second tier of the framework is relevance. And so this is the way we look at relevance is a multiplier when it comes to your base rate. So we're starting at that floor. And the relevance is kind of where education-based content creators win, because we're not coming in and being like, okay, we teach business and growth on TikTok. We're going to try to partner with Nike over here, like we're not like doing that. We are coming in and partnering with brands that are just extremely relevant to our community, which makes sense. And so education-based content creators, that like multiplier really increases that floor, because your community is the community that the brand is just like dying to get a hold of. So just taking ManyChat, for example, like your audience are education-based content creators, course creators, digital product sellers that are on social media, active business owners that are already spending money on these tools. So for ManyChat, your audience is extremely relevant. So that earns to us a solid multiplier and kind of like really yanks up that base rate. And so we would take it up to $2,700 for once again, for the base rate before we take into anything ads or anything on top of that.
Yeah. How does that feel so far?
Feels fabulous.
For a video, right? It's just like, heck
Feels
yeah.
so good. It feels
Right?
so good.
And that's still just organic.
Correct.
Mhm.
That's
Yup, just
organic
one video.
cross-posted to both of your platforms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's where we're really going to spice things up. And this is really like the magic button, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is where like most creators, I feel like, leave money on the table, and that is through ad rates. Typically, ad rates are going to run a brand anywhere from 15 to 30% per month on top of that base rate. So 15 to 30% of your base rate. Let's say that they want to add a month of ad rates. Let's say we book that at 25% of your base rate. Now we're up to like over $3,300 for a video with 1 month of ad rates. And that's like, now we're like really talking money, and it didn't require you any extra work. Like you just gave the brand some rights to run your face in an ad, and you're making an extra 25%. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Yes.
No.
So good.
Yeah. And obviously you're like an incredible content creator, so that brand's going to come back and want to pay the next 3 months of ad rates, and you just like stack that on. That's honestly like some of the most money I've made in my brand partnerships have come from like ad rights and doing a stellar job and brands coming back and wanting additional ad rights. And, it's just, yeah, we educate on that a lot because sometimes people don't even charge for it, which is just wild.
No, that was like one of the most exciting things that
Yeah.
happened on my personal brand account when they came back and they were like,
Yeah.
we have 30 more days. Like, what's your
Yeah.
rate for that? And I was like, wait, I don't have to do any more work. Like, this
Right.
is
Yeah.
fantastic.
I
Yeah.
just had a brand do that and they were like, "Hey, we want to run 30 days of ads this video. Like, will you take $750?" And I was like, "Yeah, I will."
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. I'm like, "Yeah. Yeah, I don't have to do anything else. Give you
Yeah.
guys the little code. Sure. Count me in."
Yeah. No, it's so good. That's so good. Okay, so the last part of the framework is ROI. So this isn't necessarily this isn't a number. This is not something we're like adding into the mathematical equation. It's your proof. It's like your like why you are bringing value to the brand. So, your engagement rate, your hook, your expertise, your ability to show up consistently. You're the consistency queen, like just always posting, they can rely on you. Your teaching content actually moves people from just like consuming content to taking action. Like, people are buying your stuff. They trust you. They're going to buy whatever you talk about in terms of a brand. So this is kind of like how we think about it's just the last lever when we're considering our final price and how we're pitching a brand is just the ROI that you specifically bring to the brand. And so we break that down fully in episode 5. Makes a little bit more sense in terms of the entire equation. But we are taking minimum pitch to 3,300 to ManyChat next month, pitching ourselves for a single video, or we could make that an obvious yes pitch and pitch a 3 package, and really set ourselves up for a long-term partnership.
Yeah, and I think we covered that in what episode do we cover that in?
I think that's episode 4.
Okay, go watch episode 4. Listen to
Yeah.
episode 4 too. So, yeah, that will all make a little more sense there. Sarah, how did those numbers? I know we checked in a little bit earlier, but like, how does that feel?
No, that's amazing. It's funny. I'm like really protective over what I promote on my
Absolutely.
business account, on my service-based business account,
Mhm.
because, right, like people are really they're listening and they're buying
Mhm.
my own things. And so I'm
Mhm.
really protective of what I promote. But yeah, when you look at it in a way of like, what things are you already using and talking about and things like that, it becomes like less of a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where people forget to start is I'm even working with a friend right now who's like an ultra marathon coach and I'm like he's like I don't have anything that I could take brand deals on and I'm like dude, your shoes, your watch, your
Right.
fuel, your
Yeah.
socks. Like there are so many things that you have tried out and you're probably like, "Oh, I hate that, but I love this."
Yeah.
Like there are so many opportunities for educators to make money through brand deals if you start with what you're organically promoting and what you organically use and love.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that makes the most like if we built our entire platform based off of trust, like the last thing we would ever want to do is bring in a brand that we don't even use. Like, yeah.
Mhm.
No.
So it's just like I think when I learned to like look at my workflow, look at my business, like what is already there's so much already there. And I just don't even think about it because it's just like part of my natural flow. It's part of what I do. What could I offer affiliate links to? That's a brand deal waiting to happen. So thank you for letting us walk through that. That was like
Thank you for
we've never
walking
done
through it
that.
with me. Yeah.
I
And when you
know.
land ManyChat, because we're gonna call out ManyChat in our content and just be like, Sarah,
You gotta work with
I
this
should
girl.
pitch them and then we should do a follow-up episode.
Yes.
That'd be so cool. No, but
Absolutely.
actually you should pitch them
Yeah.
because they work with creators and you'd
They
be a
Yeah.
great fit for them. Like it would be a
Yeah.
no-brainer. So,
Yeah, we had another creator that on the podcast that works with ManyChat. So
Yeah.
yeah, we do. Okay, we can't let you go without rapid fire questions.
I forgot. Yes.
So, are you ready for those?
I'm
pew, pew,
ready.
pew.
Okay, great.
All right. First question. Hook or consistency? If you could only master one first, which one is it?
Consistency. The hook will follow.
I like it.
I love that. What is the biggest TikTok myth that you're sick of hearing?
Oh.
She's like, one.
Yeah. Give me an hour.
My eye is twitching. That there's like some kind of secret algorithm that like you have to hack and unlock. There's not.
Yeah. Gosh, so bad. TikTok Shop. We didn't even get to dive into this today. Is it worth it for education-based content creators, or is it overhyped?
Yes, but don't let it dilute your message. So if your goal is mainly selling your own products and services, don't be the creator that posts 5 TikTok Shop videos a day. Just stick with, maybe like 2 or 3 a week, because it does end up diluting your message if you are trying to sell your own products and services.
That's good.
Love that. We should do a whole episode on TikTok Shop. I'm like so curious about it.
Oh my God, I love TikTok Shop.
Okay, great. Maybe Sarah's coming back for part 2. She doesn't know it yet.
Yes.
And maybe part 3.
I literally just posted a thread yesterday, like TikTok. It's, what is it, April 10th, and TikTok Shop has already paid for a month of groceries for us.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Okay, what is one piece of content you posted that you thought would flop, but it ended up taking off?
My very first hooks video, where I like started with stop starting your videos with hey guys, hey friends, happy Saturday, and then I gave the different examples. I literally just made that video because I was so frustrated with hearing every single person start their video with hey guys, and it blew up, and now like that's what I'm most known
That's
for.
your series.
Now she's the hook queen.
Yeah. So funny how that happens.
Yeah.
Okay. And most importantly, tell us where everybody can find you. Like, what are all the things?
Yeah. So I am on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. If you want to DM, the best place to find me is on Instagram. I'm a voice message queen, and I'm happy to chat about whatever. And I share lots of TMI in my stories.
Love it.
Absolutely love that. Thank you so much for coming on today, Sarah. Like, seriously, such a joyful conversation. And it feels so good to speak with another creator who's like real and authentic and just shows up and yaps. Like, we love that.
Yes, we're all here in our buns.
Very much so.
Mine's just a little lower today, but it's there.
Yes.
All right, guys, we will link absolutely everything below. Sarah's pages. We'll link the episodes that we talked about, information on the upcoming Creator Club waitlist, all in the show notes. So go and check out all the links. Make sure you follow Sarah on all of her platforms. Go give her some love. She's wonderful. And until Monday, guys, we will see you next Monday. Gosh, this is why Kate always closes. Kate, close it up.
Until next time, guys. Wait, now I don't know how to close it. See you next Monday for another episode.
See you guys.
Bye.